Hi there. Welcome to this episode of the Retire Happy Money Minute. Today, I want to talk about cryptocurrencies. Are they right for you? Is it something you've been thinking about with all the volatility, increasing inflation, and increasing interest rates? I know I'm seeing a lot more mentions of cryptocurrencies, things like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, etc., Terra, and Tether. These are an asset class, I guess, that has seen a lot of attention here in the last few years. Prices went from pennies to tens of thousands of dollars, down and back. But I would first encourage you not to invest in anything that you don't fully understand. A few weeks back, a gentleman was referred to me, and in our conversation, it became quite clear that I was not the right advisor for him. But he started to tell me that I'm investing only in Bitcoin. If you understand Bitcoin, you can't help but make money. You can't help but do better than with stocks and other types of assets. In fact, he told me that there was a way for him to make 19.6% annual interest without any risk whatsoever. When I start hearing things like that, my little antenna go up. So we've done a little bit of research, and an interesting article crossed my desk today from Bloomberg. It was by Lionel Laurent, and it's an opinion piece about what's really backing these things and how, now that we're seeing a sell-off, it's looking more and more like every other Ponzi scheme we've seen throughout history. So, Bitcoin, despite El Salvador embracing it as a legal tender and people like Jack Dorsey saying it's our future, Bitcoin's down 56% in the last 6 months. And if this was that store of value for high inflation, etc., well, where are people putting their money when they sell their Bitcoin positions? They're putting it in US dollars. I've had this conversation so many times with clients over the last 10, 15, and even 20 years. I started as a gold trader. I appreciate people who have concerns about our financial system, but until further notice, the dollar is the safe haven, and we're seeing that currently with the dollar rising and these cryptocurrencies. Gold has been selling off pretty dramatically. Oil has been the one thing that was benefiting, but we're seeing that starting to sell off here recently. So a couple of the newer so-called stable coins, these are tied to the dollar, and they're not supposed to be all over the place like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The two big ones are Terra and Tether, and what we've seen recently, Terra is down around 66 cents to the dollar, and Tether is dropped below 95 cents today. So these are no longer pegged. In other words, they're no longer tied to the dollar, which was supposed to be providing the stability. And, many of these newer coins are backed by exchanges. And so what's happening system-wide is we're seeing money evaporate, and confidence and trust in the exchanges dropping. And since this was supposed to do that in another direction, it's kind of interesting to look. Elon Musk has been talking about Dogecoin. That's down 90% in the last year. There's one called Ripple, down 75%, and Ethereum's down 57% over the last year. So, it's really kind of an all-out route, and because there's no regulation in this market, many of the conflicts of interest that the sponsors, who are also the exchanges who place the trades and hold your assets, if some of these big ones start to go out of business, like Binance or USD Coin, there could be really significant losses and spillover into other asset classes. So I just want to encourage you, make sure you understand what you're buying, know why you're buying it, not because some story you read or heard somewhere. Do your research when you're going into these newer or alternative types of assets. And what goes up rapidly often comes down even more rapidly. So I know it's a tough time out there and we're all looking for stability, but stick to your plan and you too will retire happy. Take care.